Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Today topic is suffering. This section is an extract from While Animals Suffering. While animal suffering is the suffering experienced by non-human animal living outside of direct human control due to harms such as disease, injury, parasitism, starvation and malnutrition, dehydration, weather conditions, natural disasters, and killings by other animals, as well as psychological stress. Some estimates indicate that these individuals animals make up the vast majority of animals in existence. An extensive amount of natural suffering has been described as an unavoidable consequence of Darwin evolution and the pervasiveness of reproductive strategies which favor producing large number of offspring with a low amount of parental care and of which only a small number survive to adulthood, the rest dying in painful ways, has led some to argue that suffering dominates happiness in nature. The topic has historically been discussed in the context of the philosophy of religion as an instance of the problem of evil. More recently, starting in the 19th century, a number of writers have considered the subject from a secular standpoint as a general moral issue that humans might be able to take actions toward preventing. There is considerable disagreement around taking such actions, as many believe that human interventions in nature for this reason should not take place because of practicality, valuing ecological preservation over the well-being and interest of individual animals, considering any obligation to reduce wild animals suffering implied by animals' right to be observed, or viewing nature as an idyllic place where happiness is widespread. Some have argued that such interventions would be an example of human hubris or playing God, and use example of how human interventions for other reasons have unintentionally caused harm. Others, including animal rights writers, have defended variant of laissez-faire position, which argues that humans should not have wild animals, but that humans should not intervene to reduce natural harm that they experience. Advocates of such interventions argue that animal rights and welfare position imply an obligation to help animals suffering in the wild due to natural processes. Some have asserted that refusing to help animals in situations where humans would consider it wrong not help human an example of speciesism. Others argued that humans intervene in nature constantly, sometimes in very substantial ways, for their own interest and to further environmentalist goals. Human responsibility for enhancing existing natural harm has been also been cited as reason for intervention. Some advocates argue that humans already successfully help animals in the wild, such as vaccinating and healing injured and sick animals, rescuing animals, and for an other natural disaster, feeding hungry animals, providing thirsty animals of water, and caring for orphaned animals. Shukriya.